Hello, Comp 194 folks. Welcome to Comp 194 Introduction to Computer Science Through Vision. This is my new FYC for this fall. It is a brand new course. We're going to be trying some new things, and I'm excited to have you come to campus and actually get a chance to get started. I'm going to start in this video with introducing myself just a little bit, and then I'm going to talk about the course a little, and I'm going to show you some of the tools that we'll be using over the course of the course. I'm not going to go into too many details right now. It's just to give you a sense of what some of these tools are like and how we're going to use them, and then we'll get into them all more a bit later. So first of all, who am I? My name is Susan Fox. Faculty at Macalester sometimes are quite informal and other faculty are less formal. So you will want to ask each of your professors or pay attention for them to tell you how they would like to be called. And most faculty at Macalester, there usually are two different ways that people go. Either the faculty member says, call me by my first name, my personal name, and that is fine with me. If you are comfortable calling me Susan, you may. Some faculty also prefer that you not call them by their first name, and the typical term at Macalester is professor. So if someone is not being called by their first name, you would call them professor and then their family name. So Professor Fox, for instance. If you find it makes you uncomfortable to try to call me by my first name, you can call me Professor Fox. I've even had some students mix the two and call me Professor Susan. So pick something that feels comfortable to you, and just know that faculty are different, and so you will have to be paying attention in each class to figure out how your faculty member would prefer to be addressed. So what have I done? I've been at Macalester for many, many years. I just finished my term as chair of MSCS this past January, and so I am now back to being a regular faculty member, which is very exciting to me because I get to teach more often. I teach a number of courses in our curriculum. Besides this course, obviously, I also teach our other introductory course, Comp 123, which is Core Concepts in Computer Science. That uses Python to teach basic programming concepts, and we do a lot of really fun applications in that class. We will be borrowing some materials from that class for our class, but not doing the same kinds of things that they do. I also teach at our 200 level. I teach our algorithm design and analysis course, and I teach our computer systems course at varying times. I teach a number of electives. So there's a 300 level elective called Theory of Computation. That's one of my favorite courses to teach, even though I'm not at all a theoretician. It's about the mathematical foundations of computer science. And I teach advanced electives in my own personal research areas, which are a course in artificial intelligence and another one in robotics. So I was trained in artificial intelligence generally with a little bit of machine learning in there. And then I kind of transitioned into working with robots at Macalester. The robots I work with are relatively low cost. And so the best sensor on the robot is its camera. So I kind of moved into computer vision as a roboticist rather than starting out being trained in computer vision. So I tend to take an algorithmic rather than mathematical view of computer vision as a task. I do a number of things with deep learning these days in my own research, and I'm excited that we will probably get a chance for you to do some work with that this semester as well. I think that's enough about me. I'll tell you a little bit about the course then. So I have, for probably 10 years, taught an abbreviated version of this course to high school students through a number of programs outside of Macalester. And I decided that I wanted to try something new with my first year course, and I thought it would be good that I could adapt what I've already done, and feeling comfortable that in fact you can teach computer vision to novice programmers, and novice programmers can do some really exciting and interesting things along the way. So I'm excited that you'll have that chance. I'm working really hard to expand the materials I already had so that we have enough to fill our semester. This course, one of its primary goals is that you learn to program and that you learn to program in Python. So that will be a significant theme throughout. And we will at times not even be paying attention to the computer vision side while you focus on learning Python. But we will integrate computer vision almost from the very beginning so that we'll start with really basic things like reading in images and displaying them, understanding how they're represented and how we can manipulate them, looking at image processing and transformations you can do on images, and moving from there into tools for detecting interesting things that are happening in an image of different sorts, color-based, motion-based, objects, and so forth. And along the line there, we'll transition into looking at the modern deep learning networks that are trained on computer vision tasks. So that is the other half, right? The computer vision is also a primary piece. We kind of have three pillars for our class. One is learning Python and programming, one is learning about computer vision and getting to practice it, and the third is in part because this is a first year class, our class will have a significant amount of writing in it, and as such, this course will count as a writing course, argumentative writing, a WA course. So that's a second graduation requirement that you will get from taking this course. The college requires that every incoming student take a writing course, either argumentative writing or writing as craft, during your very first semester. If my course had not been a writing course, then you would all have to have some other course that was either a WA or a WC course. Instead, you'll get the writing in my class. Some of you will be taking other courses that are also writing intensive. That's fine, but it won't be required of you. So what is this third pillar of the writing? What are you going to write about? That's kind of one of the reasons I chose this computer vision topic, because something that's really important with modern AI and modern computer vision is an emphasis on ethics. And so there's a field of study called AI ethics. There's been a lot of work on algorithmic bias in recent years, and we are going to use that in part as part of what we'll write about. So ethics is really our third pillar for the course. It's the third part. We'll be looking at videos and readings about ethics. Personal ethics, as might come up for you as a college student, and also ethics in the context of AI and computer vision. And then you'll be writing some papers in the second half of the course that kind of draw on those ideas. All right, that's kind of what our course is all about. I'm not going to get too much into our day-to-day, but I will show you some of our resources here in a moment and show you where you can find out more about how our day-to-day is going to work. I will say that I'm going to show you our Moodle site. Moodle is our main learning management system, and so most of our materials for the course will be on that Moodle site. There's not a lot there right now, and what is there, some of it is hidden from you. So just be aware that there's going to be some additions as time goes on. So now I'm going to shift us over to taking a look at some of the tools that we'll be using this semester. You should have access to most of these tools already, and you should be able to explore them on your own even before you get to campus. All right, so here we're looking at my desktop, and the main thing you can see is my browser, and what I'm looking at in my browser is our Moodle site. So Moodle is our Moodle is our learning management system. So you will have a Moodle site for every class you are registered for. Your instructor may or may not use it very much. I tend to use Moodle a lot. So all of our materials will be in Moodle. I work hard at trying to make it organized in the way that it makes it easy for you to find materials. But you know, the other instructors may do things differently. So I want to show you, point out a couple of things here. We have a calendar. You can tell when I'm recording this in mid-August. We have a calendar. If I switch over to September, there are a couple of assignments that are visible there and when they're due. There will be more assignments and when they are due visible on this calendar. So you can always look on a particular day or week and see what's happening. And you can actually access a joint calendar for all of your classes that will show you all of the assignments you have due if they are posted in Moodle. Over here in the main section, we have the general section at the top. These are course-wide resources. And then we will have a section for each week. Here you can see we're going to be doing an activity during our first meeting, which is the second day of orientation. So we will be meeting from 1 to 2, and then we'll have an extended class and some advising that goes from 2 to 4. I don't think the extended class will go much beyond an extra 30 minutes, but then I will be available and be meeting with students to help them with advising. Anyway, so we have a week by week layout, and the assignments will show up inside here, and is also this bar on the left that shows them as well. One thing I wanted to point out, how we're going to work with this ethics is every week we will have an ethics and sci-fi assignment. I'm going to be assigning you some videos about, and sometimes some readings about ethics, and then also a short story, a science fiction short story that relates in some way to the ethics topics that are being brought up. So you're going to be asked to read that short story over the course of the week, to watch these other materials, and then to write up a one-page reflection and come to class prepared to discuss what you read and the short story. So this is a little unusual for a computer science class. I think these are interesting short stories. I think there's a lot of good discussion to be had around them. If you want to start working on them early, I will try to have all of these posted in the next by the end of this week, let's say, or early next week. That's not helpful because when are you watching this? I'll try to have this posted by, let's say, the 18th of August, so you can look at it then. So you want to keep checking Moodle regularly. I'm logged into Moodle almost continuously during the semester, but we have other tools as well. We are going to be using a programming environment for Python called PyCharm, and this is what it looks like. The default is a dark mode. Dark mode doesn't show up very well when you project, and so I tend to flip it over to light mode. Also, light mode is kinder on my old eyes than dark mode is. So I'm not going to go over all of this. There's a document that does go over this, but just know that the program we're using is called PyCharm. You can, in fact, look and see some of the information that's in Moodle to find out more about it. So there is a software setup document here in our Moodle site. If you want to get started with that right away, go right ahead, take a look at it, try to walk through the steps. If you get stuck, you can reach out to me by email or Slack, and I can help you get things going. Oh, I also wanted to note, here is a sort of a section on the general part of the page. This was just getting too long. So inside this link, you have a copy of our course syllabus that you should read through. The course plan shows kind of day by day what's happening, and you'll notice that it's going to have changes as I sort of flesh things out. There's also a document about what the learning goals are for this course and alternative grading, and I'm going to make a separate video about the learning goals and alternative grading system, so just know that that's out there. Other than Moodle and PyCharm, we are going to use several other tools. One is just basic Google tools. Some of the materials I will disseminate to you will be Google Docs, and we will use other tools in Google Drive and so forth for some of what we do. For quick communications, other than email, we will be using Slack. So the MSCS department has a Slack server. It's called McAllister MSCS. You should already have received at your McAllister email an invitation to join and an invitation to join Comp 194 CS Vision. If you haven't received that, let me know. So this is going to be, it's basically a channel. I don't know if any of you, if you haven't used Slack before, you might have used Discord. There's very kind of similar styles. You can have posts, and then you can reply to things. So I can reply to my own message if I want to, I think. Oh, maybe not. But you can have threaded conversations. We'll use this for questions. Preceptors will be monitoring this, and so will I. Preceptors are our teaching assistants. We have 2 students, McAllister students, who will be helping you, and will be monitoring this Slack channel, as will I. And so you can ask questions here. I will also use it for announcements. It honestly can be used for anything that you all want to use it for, within reason. Okay, that's Slack. Again, you should have an invitation. If you don't, reach out to me by email and I will send you another one. What else do I want to show you? Oh yeah, so some of you have seen this already. We're going to use, there is a link right here called Miro Dashboard. We're going to use a tool called Miro, just a little bit. It's a really nice tool. It has a free version. The free version is fairly limited, but I do kind of like it, and I want to show it to you because I feel like it's such a great tool for certain uses. So what I have done is to set up a team that includes all of you, and I think our preceptors. I better double check that. And in there, I have made a document called In-Class Discussion Notes. And you should have gotten an invitation to join the Miro board as well. If you haven't, let me know. I think I can send it again. You'll notice a couple of other people have access to this, and it encourages you to make a board when you join. I'm going to ask you please not to do that, or you can do it, but go back and delete the board later, because we're using the free version and we can only have 3 editable boards. The 3 most recent boards that have been created. If we make too many boards and I can't get you to delete them, then we won't be able to use the board that I created in the way that I want. So in-class discussion notes, this is going to be for our every day, when we'll have a little bit of discussion time at the beginning of class about the readings and about questions that you have. Yeah, you don't need to know this. And what you'll do is you'll be in a group, and your group will pick a panel and make notes about what you talked about during that session. That's it. That's all we're going to use it for. But I find it a really nice collaborative tool. It'll be good to look back at this as the semester goes along. All right, the last thing I'm going to mention is we're going to be using GitHub as a tool for you to hand in your coding assignments, and also for me to distribute starter code for those assignments. And we'll be using particularly a tool that GitHub provides called GitHub Classroom. So there's a classroom set up. I have added all of your McAllister emails to it, so you should have an invitation to join that. And what you'll do is set up an account on GitHub that's connected to your McAllister email. And then I will post assignments there, and you will use those assignments to get your starter code, and you'll hand in your assignments by pushing your code to GitHub. Some of you may have seen GitHub before. If you haven't, it's not a big deal. We'll make it work. I'll teach you what you need to know. There is actually a document in Moodle about that. All right, that's about everything I wanted to say. What I wanted to talk, last thing is just like, what should you be doing right now? Really, you don't have to do anything right now. But if we're, depending on how close we are to the start of the semester, you might want to look over the syllabus and the other documents and see if they make sense to you. You might want to watch any other intro videos that I post under week 0, because that week 0 is orientation week. That's the time when I want you to actually be doing these things. You could indeed try to do the software setup and see how far you get on your own. Because we will actually work with it once you're here in class and in office hours. We will get you all set within a day or two of the start of the term. All right. So again, I am super excited to get this semester going. This is going to be an interesting class. I hope it will be fun and interesting for all of you, and I'm looking forward to meeting you all in person. I will be posting more videos just about particular parts of the syllabus and so forth. So watch for those as well. Bye-bye.